Hi friends, I've been so excited to really get into the heart of planning with you and just show you a little bit about what I do with my Happy Planner. If you don't have a Happy Planner, that's fine. You can use this in a composition notebook, a 3-ring notebook, whatever you're using. It's a great system. So let's give it a look. Okay, so here is my Happy Planner. I do have the super fancy cover on mine. It just makes it a little bit more portable, gives it some extra pockets here in the front. Remember, I switched out my plastic discs for the metal discs. I'm not going to ever regret that. That was a great choice, really helping it hold up. So you can see I've already started on my January page. Please ignore this light that just randomly comes on. You can see, so I've jazzed up my page just a little bit. You want to see what a blank page looks like? Let's go to February. There's probably nothing on February yet because I really haven't planned out the whole year. I wanted to come up with a system. So here's a plain page in a Happy Planner. This was one of the Faith Edition ones, I believe. So it's already a little fancy. It's got some flowers on it. It's got a color scheme going. So that's one of the advantages, is some work is already done in making it fancy. That's the real advantage there for the calendar feature that I'm using. Okay, so you can see I kind of color coordinate when I buy my stickers. So there's two types of stickers if you haven't watched before. There's clear ones that are shiny, and then I'll talk about the dull ones that are matte. They're more like paper. So an example of the shiny ones are here, the little Martin Luther King sticker, or the Happy New Year. You can kind of see the little bit of shine on that one. So any of your shiny clear backed stickers are going to show lines through them. So if you're using a composition notebook that has lines on it already, right, those lines are going to show through that sticker. So you want to be aware of that when you're doing it. If you're okay with that, that's totally cool then. So what we're going to talk about is when I took this completely blank calendar, I first went and put in like the holiday stickers. I knew I didn't have any plans this day, so I just put the shiny sticker over the whole page. These are going to come in different sizes, or you can choose, of course, to write it yourself. But I chose to put the shiny stickers on for a couple of the holidays, and just to jazz it up a little bit. Now you can see I also have this big yay that's also a shiny sticker. That's today. Today I did hit my weight loss goal. Thank you, Noom. And somebody asked, and Noom is spelled, let's see if I can do it, N-O-O-M. So, yeah, I'm only halfway through the program and I hit my weight loss goal. It's a number I never thought I'd see again, so I'm super excited. Noom has just a lot of good tips and tricks. It's psychology too. So like, somebody asked me how I got through Christmas, and one of the ways I got through Christmas was if I really wanted to eat something, you go ahead and eat it. Maybe not as much of it, but go ahead and let yourself have it. Otherwise, you're going to obsess about it and eating a huge amount, like gorging out later, and then you're going to feel awful. So just go ahead and let yourself have that little treat now and then, but kind of be mindful about what you're eating, savor what you're eating. And there's a lot of other tips and tricks. I realized, like I shared the other day, I actually have this big fear about overeating. It's tied into some other things too. I won't go into it here, but now that I know that I have that, I can work on that. And I was just like, where did that come from? I didn't even know I had that in me. So the Noom app, I cannot recommend it enough. The coach is great. Like, I wanted to work on exercise, and she gave me a free website that has all these great workouts. I tried one last night. It was kind of perfect. Like, I am so excited. I've never been able to find one that I was happy with before, and there were so many to choose from. It made it easy. That was from fitnessblender.com. Anyway, back to the planner. So yay, I wanted to remember this day, at least for now. I didn't want to make a super big deal and write out all the details, but that yay is enough for me. I'm going to remember that. And this sticker right here is just something to brighten it up. And you can see it's actually in a block before the month begins. And so it's totally okay to put that there. This matte sticker over here is covering up a boo-boo, and I'll get to that in a second. So I went through, I went this little remember sticker. What does it say? Noted. That's letting me know my husband probably has that day off, and I need to be aware of that. I always forget what days he has off, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at work? Total moron sometimes with that. Let's see. So you can see, this week when I meal plan, I don't normally meal plan in this part of the calendar. It's normally in something separate, one of those trifold sheets where I can keep track of then what I need to go to the grocery store. I rip that list out then because it's a small list, and I rip it out and take it to the grocery store with me. But this week I chose to write it in so you can see our meal plan for the week. Awesome. Yes, it's very extravagant. It's actually a meal plan we've carried through the holidays. That's why it's like tacos, hot dogs, because that was actually supposed to be the week of Christmas, and my son got the flu, so we didn't get to eat his picks there. So you can also see, let's see, I wrote some things in for Rusty, which is my dog, and I've come up with some ideas for that, and you can see up here, I redid this one as well with a matte sticker I wrote over it. So if you have a boo-boo, you can cover it with these matte stickers because they're going to cover everything. And they normally give you more room to write. The shiny ones you can't write on, the matte ones you can. I mean, a lot of them are like noted things where you can keep notes. So one of the things I did was I did have this composition book handy. I used it a long time ago, but only a couple pages. So I'm using it for some scratch paper right now. So what I did... Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to find the page I did it in. I must have done it on a random page. Anyway, I took this little bit of scratch paper, and to make my calendar a little more tight, like, I didn't like the way it said, you know, hot dogs, omelets, and little scratches and things in it. So I took those new pens I had, and I experimented with the pens. I wanted to come up with a symbol, so whenever I have a Franciscan event, instead of writing Franciscan, blah, 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 I wanted to use our little symbol here, the tau, and it's kind of a stylized version of it. So at first I experimented with the, can you see it's the chiseled tip marker? So I thought I'd experiment with it, and I tried drawing it out a little bit. And I'm like, but how am I going to do that? Because remember, our hand lettering book teaches us we're drawing letters, not writing them. So I didn't want the, I don't know, I didn't like it at first. And then I came to this little guy here, and I actually didn't like it earlier in with this marker, but now I'm liking it. So kind of just doing, it almost looks like a J, but it's a super fancy, you can kind of see that. It has that little curve at the bottom. See, I'll hold it up there. You can kind of see it. Maybe I can perch it on my finger. There you go. It's kind of similar, right? So I kind of had fun and just experimented with the different tips of the different markers and which one I liked. And I ended up, I think, using the dark green. So I kind of did a similar thing to what you just saw. So the actual towel has this little curve at top. And then it's kind of like a weird curvy trapezoid. So instead of doing that, I added this little curve. And then the curve at the bottom, I just did like that. So it's really going to be in a smaller block. And wherever I put that on my calendar, like I have a book club I do with them, I have my formation meetings I have with them, I have my fraternity meetings, any kind of charity event or clothing drive. When did that light come back on? Anyway, I can use that little Franciscan symbol and then just write a little bit of the details and the time with one of these fine point markers. And so it's giving me a lot more room in my calendar because odds are I'm going to have another event at that time. And then I saw how many things I had this month for my dog because he had a vet visit and, you know, he has to get his flea and tick medicine. He's got another medicine he's taking right now. So I wanted to come up with something for him, and I'm like, TR, because his name is Teddy Bear and his middle name is Rusty Pelt. So I was like, what can I do? And the mathematician in me thought about subletters. So I'm doing a T and making the R be part of it. Ooh, that's hard to see in this. Let's see if I've got a fatter tip on one of these. Or actually, I'm just not going to use the fancy pens. I'm going to grab what is kind of my fancy pen. That's in my Happy Planner book because there's a place for the pen. And so I'm going to draw a little T. I don't even have to do the curve for him, but I can. But then I make the R. Can you see that? I made the R as part of the T. So I can even do that quick. So TR, I made it into one letter. And I can draw that as fancy as I want, right? I can come back, fancy, thicken up this crossbar. I can add the little guys in the bottom, write the little feet on them, add a little bit to this curve. So I can come back and make it more stylized if I want. But I don't have to. And then in small letters, like I'm going to use an A for when he has to take his advantage. I can use an R for his other medicine. I can use V for vet. So I can add a different sub letter for whatever it is that he's doing that day. And when you do that, you're going to free up a lot of space in your planner. So one thing I was going to do was over here where I have this little yellow sticky, I was going to write my key. And I decided not to do it. It ended up looking a little sloppy. So I'm probably going to take a blank page and probably put it just inside the back cover Right now my Christmas stuff is still back there. I might take that Christmas stuff out of there and instead add this guy in and have a key to what all my little symbols are. So if anything should ever happen to me, God forbid, my whole family can go in and see what all my little codes mean. And that's important. I absolutely think using codes is the way to go. That makes better use of the space in your planner, and it's going to make it, you can just like glance down and know exactly what that means, right? You don't have to have it written out and take 5 minutes to read everything in your planner. So I think going with the code is going to be a great idea. If you're wondering what I meant about the pen, there's actually a pen loop on the inside of my little case. And my little metal cased pen fits right in there, so I can keep a nice, fancy, good, hearty, refillable pen there. Yay, recycling, right? Refillable ink. So the other thing I did to get ready to do this was I actually went through all of my sticker packs, because they're really just books where you can rip out sheets. So I ripped out the sheets that I thought would coordinate good or be good for the month. Now I do still have some Christmas ones, and as long as, I think I just wouldn't use Santa, but the rest of them I might use, even though it's still winter, not Christmas. Well, it's the season after Advent until February 2nd. So I still may use a lot of these. The colors are just great in the snowflakes and stuff. Why not? This green color I thought went really well with the pink. Remember we talked about you could color coordinate for your kids. So you can do that with markers or stickers. My only kid, I only have one, and he's 25. So there's only a few things I need to write in here. And I came up with this cute symbol for him too. I really like it. It's a little more discreet, so if anybody sees the book, they won't know that it's him right away. And I think he'd appreciate that. So I have these green stickers. I went with some of these ones that have like blank notepads on them as well. I'm not going to use these coffee dates, but we all know for me that probably means I'm going to hang out at Panera instead of going coffee. I don't drink coffee. Again, more some note ones and some of the little ones. This is where I got that little triangle on there that said noted to remind me that my husband's off work. And then I found these cute little quotes, just like living the dream, hello, be fancy. Just some fun little ones. And then I'm going to go through and I'm probably just going to do a couple months at a time, get some people's birthdays in, some appointments, some of the basic stuff. And I don't want to over plan for the whole year. Like I want to go a couple months out and some important dates, but I don't want to go crazy and take the whole thing up in case a new event comes up. But again, if a new event comes up, I've got these matte stickers that I can go over and fix it. The other thing I did was I grabbed one of the trackers. So this is a 31-day tracker, so you can use it for the month for all your new habits. And it's kind of great because you can cross off the dates. You can move this from month to month, or if you're moving it in the weekly part of the calendar, you can move it around. And the back does not have a habit tracker on it, so that you can make any notes, like if you're having any difficulties. I'm just going to put a bulleted list if I have any difficulties meeting the goal, or any resources that I still need to get. And I'm just going to make this short, quick, bulleted, so my accountability partner, when I go to show them how I'm doing, and I can write the name of each of the new habits here. And when I go to talk to my accountability partner, I have a little bulleted list of things I want to discuss with them, which brings me to this sheet. I'm going to use one of the fancy brain drain pages. It's got a little bit of gold on it. It's a little bit fancier for my blank pages. Brain dump. I'm going to use this to journal about my goals. So not just that I need this, I need that, not the quick bulleted list, but more how I'm feeling. Remember, my goals were to know, love, and serve God. And so I'm probably going to want to journal more about that and how that journey is for me. And one of the great things about using Happy Planner, and you can use a 3-ring binder, but you'd have to buy the reinforced pages. But Happy Planner pages just pop in and out super quick. So I can actually pop this one in. Just chink, chink, chink. And it rips right back out. So if I wanted to take this to spiritual direction, if I find a spiritual director, I can just grab this and take it with me. I don't have to take the whole calendar. So that's one of the advantages of the Happy Planner kit. Of course, you could also keep a sheet of paper in those pockets I talked about in the beginning. And the back does also have one pocket that you can keep. This is just one really deep pocket, so I'm not sure what you'd want to keep back here. This is more like for a long list pad. And that's about it. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of getting important dates on the calendar. Like I have a nephew who recently got engaged, and I have a great niece who got engaged too, like no joke. So I need to start marking those dates on the calendar, save the dates, put people's birthdays in, small things. And I'm going to fill it out with those essentials and just kind of try and just go out like 1 month with the fun planning, because I kind of want to leave that for me to fill in throughout the year, because you know how it is. There's different seasons. One season you might want cheered up more, and one maybe you're going to try something zany and new, or have a new favorite color. That light came on again, didn't it? And so, okay, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I did want to let you know we've got lots of exciting videos coming up. So the next one, I think my friend Diane, that I've talked about several times, once or twice, who's always dinging my phone's always dinging with her. And we had Bridget come over. So Diana's our latest guest. She came over. She's actually, I don't want to spoil it for you, but she's going to do a taste test of combos, and there's a reason why it's different when she does it, and it's kind of fun and exciting, so I don't want to spoil that for you. And then, of course, there's the always favorite pop quiz episode I do with a new guest. Again, she was pretty nervous about it, but she's like, no, that wasn't hard at all, and it was pretty fun. I'd do that again. So that we had the pop quiz episode with all new questions. She chose to use new ones, not go into the old vat of questions. And then, of course, the main episode where Diana's going to tell us about homeschooling her 4 kids. And I don't know why I kept saying she had 5 kids, but she has 4 kids. So that's where we are. There's just some of the upcoming episodes. Be sure to join us. God bless, friends. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.